Hello and welcome to Geekatplay Studio Tutorials. Let's continue exploring our particle system in Vue 11. And the best way to explore it is by creating some project. So what we're going to do is creating a fireworks. We'll see how the child and parent relationship between the particles working. First, what I'm going to do is to create an emitter. For this, we'll just use simple plane. We can, of course, utilize any using the already pre-created emitters, but it's better to understand how it's work by creating from the scratch. So right here, our emitter, I'm going to open material, and you notice we have the ecosystem particles. So let's enable. Next, we'll go to include one, and what I want to do is just have the blue sphere. This is a simple blue sphere, but you notice it does not mark as a particle. To do this, we want to enable our motion. Before we do this, I want to actually have a timeline set right here. And next, if we go in density, this is normal ecosystem density. We need convert to particle motion by enabling. Now, if we go in density, you notice we have the emission flow. So it's a little bit changed. One thing for this, what I want to do, it is disable root particles because I don't want them emit all the time. I just want to have a few of them on our platform. So let's go disable this. This is actual options I recommend you to disable every time when you experiment or trying new effect with your particles. It will save some calculation time and make kind of faster work with this. So we've done this. Next, let's go create sun. I want to add keyframe to the sun. Who else can put this down? A bit easy for fireworks. And you know what? Maybe going to we'll have it in a second. So we'll go right here. I'm going to type maybe 6 seconds. Okay, and we'll go add keyframe. Let's go back from the beginning. We'll go to plane at this point and start now experimenting and looking how it's work. Okay, so right here we have our particles, and if we start moving, you can see they fall through. What do we want to do? We want to reduce them and emit up in the sky. So let's do a couple of things. First, presence. I want reduce to the 1%. And this is directly with a particle without even working the motions. And our velocity, I want set to 5 meters. So we'll click recompute. Let's see right now. See, it's kind of jumping velocity 5 and after gravity work down. So let's pop up to 10 meters here. Okay, and next we'll go to particle motion. It's a global effect. And a couple of things what I want to do here. It is one. We'll drag force, keep it same. We'll disable collision for this. And next what I want to do is maybe decrease a little bit on the gravity. We'll see in a second when we start working with this. So let's click right here, go back. Okay, that is look better. Okay, at this point, let's work on our lifespan for our particles. Before I do this, let me actually reduce this to 1%. So we have very few of the particles. Let's scale down. We have about 59 of them. Okay, right here. That should work well. Okay, next we'll go open our sphere. And a couple things right here. Let's first change this to 0.1. So we want to have it high weight, and I want variation set to 0. So we'll just keep it this value. For example, we have scale 1 and we'll put variation 3. Its plus minus scale will fluctuate randomly. So, but I don't want it. I want to keep it there. We set next evolution. We'll keep it everything as default right now. We won't touch periodic emission for this one, but we'll do in another ones. Well, we don't work with collision, but we work with a death. So what I want to do, it's a life duration. Let's set 1 second. And we'll leave it plus minus for this. We'll click recompute. Let's go to beginning. And right here you can see it's go up, and right here when I start going down, they kind of dissipating. Actually, what I want to do is disappear them on the top when they're around this area. So we'll say this is probably about 0.6 seconds. Okay, so let's recompute at this point, and we'll try again. So we go up, and they're disappearing. Right here, if you can see on the screen. So we'll go, let's look again. So we have it, we go up, and they disappear. So this is live duration. Next, what I want to do right now for the spheres, in a time, imagine they're just shooting up. Next time I want to explode and send particles in all directions. For this, we'll start using same on a death, but only right here on instance and emit. So right here, what we're going to do, it's load, and we're going to preload a green one. So let's click open. Okay, and let's go green fireworks, we'll call. Okay, right here you can see we have a couple interesting options. Let's go from properties. It's kind of take our parents' properties. What I want to do is increase drag coefficient. So when it's going through the air, it's going to accelerate and it's kind of going down. And let's set this to the 100. We'll look a little bit more with playing with this coefficient and see how it will affect our motions, but just by default. So next, let's go look on evolutions. I want to leave it as default right now. We'll come back to periodic emissions, collisions, and let's look on the death. So at this point, I want to actually leave it at that, maybe about 0.9. Okay. Here is interesting, the arrow velocity and count. So I actually want them explode, so I want to have more of them coming out. If we set count 1, and let's leave it velocity like this, we'll have it recompute. So on every death, on every one particle that died, we'll have it only one particle created. Right here, let's do it. Okay. Well, let me change a little bit velocity for this. Okay, we'll have it gravity is same. And let me see on the drag, actually right here I want to disable drag on this one, but I want to enable drag on this one, but we can disable for now. Okay, you can see the drag, how it will pull down them. Okay, so right now let's go back. So you can see we go up, and per each particle we have one green one. Okay, so now let's go back to our green fireworks. We'll go to that. Okay, oops, right here we'll go this one to that. And if we pop up this value to the 10, so let's recompute, you'll notice on the end we'll have 10 particles per each of them appearing. Okay, next let's add velocity to this. So what's happening, velocity is add accelerations. And if we set by 10 meters example at this point, you'll notice when we go up, kind of start spreading and going all over the place. Maybe a little bit too much. So let's reduce our velocity and set to something like 3 meters. Okay, let's go up, and right here we have it, fireworks workaround. Okay, the one thing what I want to do is increase velocity maybe and increase drag. Drag will reduce them. You saw how they're kind of harder to going from this. So for that we'll select green ones. We'll go properties, drag, and let's set 200. The one thing what you notice right now, because our velocity low, we'll need pop-up velocity to have it a better line, but this will give it nice curve looking like real fireworks. So we go up, and you see with the drags they don't spread that much. So let's go ahead to our sphere. Okay, that right here, and let's bring back to 10 meters at this point. Okay, now let's go look what's happening. See, we still have quite a bit of velocity, but they don't spread because drags bring them down, and they're going down like this. Okay, next what I want to do is maybe actually reduce this to 8 meters. Okay, And what do you want to do? You want to experiment, see which motions is kind of work better for you. Right here we're going and we have it right, I think 8 meters. Count 10 for now will be okay. Live duration maybe a little bit lower. Let's put to the 7 seconds so they don't touch kind of ground very well. Right here, and actually this is our, go to back to 8 because this is those particles, these green ones. What we want to do, we want to enable live relations, and let's set to 6. Okay, recompute, and again right here we happen, and particles disappearing. Again, let's play one more time. So we're shooting particles up, they explode, and they kind of disappearing. And next, what I want to do, I want to add trails to this fireworks, because you notice sometimes they explode and they leave kind of sparks going behind them. On this point, we'll add additional particle to this. So let's say right here, we select the green firework. Now we'll go to periodic emission. So it's meaning this particle will emit periodically other particles. For this, we'll go add, and we'll go preload. And I'm going to load a red one so we can see easy. Okay, fireworks. Actually, it's a red fireworks. So let me keep consistency. Okay, we'll click OK. Right here, what's happening at this point, they will be continuously emitting. So if we preview before we modify anything, you can notice it's going and the reds start emitting all the time. What I want to do is a little bit change. So let's go first in that. We'll leave it as previous second 6, maybe, you know what, let's put it 7 seconds right here. Okay, we don't care about collision. Okay, actually I am again on a wrong one. So right here. Okay, let me just verify one more time. Okay, that's about right. Okay, we'll go to red. Be sure to kind of select them. Enable live duration. Let's enable same about maybe 7 seconds. Okay, we'll recompute. Okay, let's go back to this point. Okay, right here. Okay, let's try it. And you can see red and they're kind of disappearing. So what I want to do now is work a little bit more. First in properties, what I want to do for them, okay, let's reduce mass to 0, 1. Okay, scale 0, 0. So we'll set same. Inherit emitter velocity. So currently this green one will have its same velocity converting from this, but I don't want the red follow, I want them follow green. So I want uncheck this. Okay, next we'll go to verify all of them. Okay, we're good on this. Let's recompute. Okay, and in this case, when we're going, you can see we have red kind of following green ones. Maybe they don't kind of going too often. So let's go check other properties. What we have right here. We'll go on a green one. Okay, we'll have the evolution. And right here, flow. So let's work a little bit with the flow on ours. First, velocity, because it's have its own kind of, we can set as example to 0. And let's set flow to the 0. So at this point, we won't produce any of them. So if we're going, you can notice right here we have it green. So now let's go flow and increase flow maybe to 10 particles, not just 1, 10. At this point, we should produce quite a trail going after. But because we don't have it velocity, they kind of instantly almost falling down right there. Let's go add little bit velocity, and we'll just add 1 meter. Again, right here I'm working with the red fireworks. It's kind of take a little bit work to see which one, and I still sometimes select ones, but right here, so we have it. Okay, going right there, and we'll produce, yeah, it's going after them. You know what, maybe even 0.1 meter. So we'll have a very low velocity. So let's disable 0 right here. We have it about 10. It's a flow, it's how many will generating them. Let's go again. Go up, and you can see kind of producing. Okay, next we'll go select the red firework. Okay, let's go right here and see we don't have any drag. So let's increase for this one drag list set to 50. Let me compute again. And you can see right here it's kind of creating nice trails. We maybe want to decrease life of them. Okay, so let's go check here, death, and maybe decrease to about 5. Okay, I'll recompute one more time. We'll go again. So we go up, and we're creating trails. Okay, and same on the green ones. Let's decrease this to 6. Just reduce the amount of the sparks going. So they kind of died faster. There you go. You can see how we have it, arrows shooting up, sparks going from this, and firework going down. Again, a couple of things we can do. We can increase drag force on this to 100. Okay, we'll have it right mass. Let's decrease mass on this one, 0.1. Okay, we have it right this. Okay, let's go have it 0, 0 set. So no variations. And right here you can see how we created. We create our main particle, and now we're creating other particles which follow them. Okay, let's click OK. We'll have it main camera. You know what, let's bring camera closer. A little bit up. Okay, so we can kind of see right here when it's all happening. So again, you can preview. Let's look on this window. You can play it. So it doesn't spread that much if you notice. It's just falling down. So let's rework a little bit, add more effect to kind of almost so they spread it this way. And again, we need increased velocity is what we need to do. We'll go open our sphere. Okay, we'll go right here. And let's add velocity 12 meters. Okay. Okay, next what I also want to do it is take this and bring a little bit closer right here. Okay, so drag force still a little bit too high. Okay, we'll go modify seconds, properties. Let's go right here. Maybe try set to 50. Okay, it's a little bit better spreading. Okay, let's go set to 30. So it's more look like fireworks explosion. Okay, and also other things what will help us to do it is going inside the density and scaling and rework maybe a little bit right here as well. We can take our plane and actually make it smaller also to produce a little bit less of the particles. Let's go click, recompute. One thing I just want to be sure you disable the decay near for an object. It will work, but it's work better and faster without. So recompute, let's click right here, playing. Okay. So yeah, it's look much better. You can see separate of them shooting and exploding. The next step when we're creating particles and when you're done, what you want to do, you want to save these particles, and you can do by clicking and save particle system so you can reuse it, or you can save all materials. So right now what I want to do is take transparency on emitter. Okay, let's go back to beginning. Let's remove this emitter. We rename this fireworks and fireworks overall. So on this case, when we save material, we'll just save all object with fireworks. How I say, we can save all of these emitters. However, you cannot save parent. If you save parent, it does not want to save all other ones. You want to save individuals of them. So next, what's happening when you applied, and for example, I already created this firework. I want to replace it. For this, you can notice right here we have material. We can edit material, or we can replace with object. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace this with different object, and I will just replace with the fireworks that I already created, and it's just simple lights. Okay, fireworks red. So I'll just replace with this object. Okay, click OK. I'll go right here, and I'm going to replace the with fireworks green. Okay, click OK, and replace this one with fireworks blue. What it does, it's just a light. So we can compute, and you can see when we start shooting, I just created a little bit lights effect. And you can notice sometimes maybe a little bit too many, so I'm going to press and set to 1. Okay, just reduce right here. We'll go to density, and we can try to set density even lower, maybe 0.4, which reduce a little bit less, or maybe even 0.1, which created way less instance. Okay, I think we're done. So let's go ahead and render our animations. So I'm going to select, before I do this, let me verify. So I'm going right here. We want to set a little bit darker from our atmosphere lights. Okay, we'll click OK. We want to render with the broadcast. We'll have some small motion blur. I want to disable all these effects. Keep it right here. And now we click OK. Let's click render right here. Okay, I'm saving on a desktop. I'll go save 640 by 360, 24 frames. You can set like it. So I'm going to render. It will take a little time to render, so I'm going to pause this tutorial and come back when it's done. Okay, so right here we're done render, and you can see we're creating fireworks. So it's last image and going all over the place. Of course, this is how you can link particles, emit on one particle end, and actually Just a bit more practice around it and see how the particles work together. Thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio. Please remember visit us on the web is www.geekatplay.com.